Hey guys, so I'm back from a little hiatus from YouTube. I kind of fell out of it because I was really busy writing the album and working on that, and then I kind of just stopped doing it. It was really hard to get back into. I must have made like 5 or 6 different videos being like, oh, I'm back, but none of them made it. So I wanted to actually do something new, which is going to be Rob Does Reviews, and it's just when something catches my eye, or my ears, say a film or an album, and I'd really like to talk about a band that I'm really a huge fan of called Signals. They're an indie math pop band. Like, it's hard to explain, but basically they play really good indie music, but they're all just geniuses. They are so smart with the way they do it, and they'll use different time signatures and stuff to make it really choppy and really clever. I first saw them live because they're a local band of mine from the Isle of Wight, and their live set is just off the chain. I don't think anyone else has a better live set than them. It's so unique, and they capture exactly what they need to capture from their EPs playing it live. They've just released their second EP, which I will definitely link below and put a pop-up and whatever, because if you can buy it, I would recommend it more than any other album or EP. The money goes to them because obviously they're independent, they're not working with anyone else, so you know that you're really helping them out. They can then make it onto CD and different stuff like that. The EP is called Facial Furniture, and it's got 6 tracks on it. The way they gel together is just perfect. I think their first EP, Square Wheels, was one of my favourite album EP things for a long time, because all of the songs on it were really good, but they were kind of just set aside songs. So you'd listen to one great song, that's fine, you listen to another great song, that's fine. But Facial Furniture EP, the first 3 songs gel so perfectly together that you kind of forget that they're separate songs. So they start with the first track, which I believe is called Dawn. I haven't actually listened to it that much. I mean, I've been listening to it over and over again, but haven't really learnt the names of the tracks. What I really like about it is, if you know them as a band, if you follow them on Facebook or anything like that, you know that they're really passionate about these strange things like tea, drinking cups of tea, and all of the little references to things like that in the EP I just found really nice. When you know them personally, it really shows that they're trying to get it as close to them as they can. They're showing something that is really honest. So it starts with it sounds like someone's drinking a cup of tea, which I'm guessing they just recorded at the studio. But they do this really ambient, kind of spacey sound with all these really high harmonies, and it kind of just makes you really chilled out. And then when it comes into the second track, which just goes straight in and you don't realise that it's changed, it's really upbeat and energetic. I feel they used the studio perfectly to make them sound not bigger, but playing with vocal EQs, making their voices sound different and stuff like that. After the third track, because that is another one where it goes straight into it, they kind of break away from that and they start the song a little bit different, which I thought was really clever. And I don't think I'm not sure if they would have thought about it, but for me, when a track, all of the tracks intertwine, you kind of listen to it and it feels like it's over after 3 minutes, when actually you've listened to 6 songs. So the fact that it gave it a break and changed it up a little bit was really refreshing. Personally, this is one of my favourite things that's been released this year musically, which is a huge statement to say, but I was really looking forward to it, and I was so worried because I've heard them live a few times after writing the new material, and I was a little bit unsure whether it would be better than their last EP, because their Square Wheels EP was just incredible. But I really feel that they've just gone way beyond what I expected them to do. They changed it perfectly, and they're really growing perfectly as a band. So if you ever get a chance to go see them live, I do it now, do it as soon as possible, because they're one of the bands that if they don't make it huge, there would have to be some amazing explanation, because they seem like a certainty to make it big. The EP, as I said, is only £4. You can pay more for it, and you'll know that if you do that, it's going exactly where it needs to be going. It's going to the band. They're going to make CDs, and I'm pretty sure if they made enough money from it, they'd start looking at making an album soon. which I really hope they do, because they're all so smart, and even the way they produce their music in the studio is just perfect. So I really would look forward to hearing an album from them. Thank you guys for listening. If I had to give it a rating, which I'm not going to do, I just like talking about it, but it would be 5 out of 5 definitely. It's incredible. I couldn't floor it. Even there's a part of it which is probably like the 4th song, maybe, I'm not too sure, don't quote me on that, where it's just vocals, like the song starts just vocals, and I'll put an annotation of what the song's called now actually, I'll find out. Okay. That song, it just starts with vocals and it sounds like it's going to be a country song. You don't fear the dark, and I hope that you were right when you said that you were fine and that you can sleep at night. And I was like, what is this? And then they go back into the Matthew part and it's just so perfect. I can't explain how much I like this EP. So please, if you know me, whether it's personally or over Tumblr or anything like that, I urge you to just trust me on this one. Put all of your faith in me and spend £4 and go get that EP, Facial Furniture, because it is one of the best things that's been released in 2013. And it'd be a huge shame to miss out on that just because they're an indie band that you haven't heard of before. Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon.